This video is sponsored by XJimmy. So I've got a TV coming, and now I have a projector, and I gotta decide if I'm gonna go the projector route or the TV route, because literally the house is about to be done in a week or so, and I need to figure out the living room spaces and all the stuff I want to do to sort of have the Xbox connected and the PlayStation connected, because I really want to start getting back into gaming. So I'm not sure if I should go the projector route or the TV route. Let me know down below what you guys think. This is one hell of a projector. Like, you know, it actually is IMAX enhanced. It supports Dolby Vision, supports HDR10 Plus, sound by Harman Kardon. I mean, yeah. This is a professional RGB triple laser projector. I don't know what I should do. TV, projector. I don't know. One thing's for sure, I gotta unbox this and try it. Look, I'll talk about why I want a projector later on, but in short, I will have a super dark room in my house for one. So I thought it would be cool to work with a brand like XJimmy to see if this is even worth using, especially for my PS5, because I do want this to be a gaming room. With this here, their Horizon 20 Max, they say this is the pinnacle of home projection really, and their selling point really is that this emits a professional level image quality, so they got me. They really did. Apparently also great value for gaming, which is why I value it in this case. In the box, you will find the projector itself. I remember when I unboxed this, the first thing I thought was, damn, this has a really nice body for what it is and a really nice color to it. To be honest, I was expecting to get just another projector in terms of design. So I'm happy to say that this actually looks nice. The box comes with a few things like a setup guide, a power cord, its power brick, and a remote control. I mean, yeah. And the transformer for this thing actually lives outside the unit with a remote that is actually very nice. And the device, well, the device comes in its own case that seems like it can be used for transportation. The entire unit is about 9.8 inches by 11.7 inches and 7.5 inches, and it weighs around 12 pounds. In terms of ports, at the top, which I find a bit odd to have ports, but it's got a power button with a 3.5mm audio out, then two HDMI ports, one being eARC and the other 2.1, and two USB ports to be used, one at 3.0 and the other one at 2.0. So you can use one of these for peripherals. So yeah, it's also got an optical port for soundbars if needed, and the DC power, which will actually lives at the base. It's overall a really nice design with great texture. I do wish the base had a way to lock itself. This is quite easy to move around, so if you really touch it by accident, it can distort the image. The built-in speakers are from Harman Kardon, believe it or not. It's got a very nice front grille with the entire black bar pretty much housing the lens. This here is an X-Master Red Ring lens, engineered for lossless 4K clarity and high light transmittance, which is something, well, that I still need to test. It's got a really nice optical construction really. I'll talk about this later because I want to explain how it uses optical zoom to maintain high resolutions. Not sure what the encasing of it all is, but some of it's plastic and some of it is, I don't know, feels like a rugged rubber plastic, which is nice. And the hinges it's got feel nice. It all rotates very smooth. I want to make it super clear that they did send me this unit to review, but I was already looking for a projector for this room, so I thought that it came right on time, especially with how good this is. And I also want to make another thing clear before talking about gaming on a projector. This isn't really about which one's better, because TVs and projectors are made of totally different experiences. What makes a projector like the Horizon 20 Max interesting is how flexible it is. Like, you can set it up in your living room, your bedroom, or even outside for movie night and still enjoy a screen that can go from 60 inches all the way up to 150 inches. That's a kind of freedom you just don't get with a fixed TV, in my opinion. It's also super convenient if you want to, I don't know, move homes, or you just want to change your setup. Like, you can put it on a table. mount it on a tripod or ceiling bracket, even aim it at a wall. It's lightweight, quick to move, and it automatically focuses and adjusts itself, which makes setups really easy. And in terms of image quality, compared to other projectors I've tested in the past, this is like seriously bright. I think it outputs like 5700 ISO lumens. So gaming or watching content during the day still looks good. Very different to a TV panel though, okay? It's still very sharp and color accurate thanks to its 4K lens and optical zoom that I find keeps like detail consistent across different screen sizes. Of course, like any projector, if you're in a room with direct sunlight pouring in, it'll never look the same as a TV in those conditions. That's just like pure physics. That being said, in regular daylight or with normal room lighting, not direct sunlight, but just a bright space, it still holds up really well. I actually tried gaming with some light coming in through the window and it was totally playable, so you don't have to sit in a pitch dark room every time. I'd say just avoid having strong light hitting the screen directly, really. But once the lighting's right, it's immersive in a way that's like really hard to describe. What you're really getting here is versatility. It's not locked up to one wall or one setup. It adapts to you, to your space, and to how you want to use it. On the bright side, however, you do get to experience that nice IMAX enhanced and Dolby Vision HDR on a massive canvas. This projector specifically also offers a 1 millisecond latency plus VRR and ALLM, which are rare for projectors. There are no bulbs in here to replace. This is set to offer tens of thousands of hours lifespan at 4K, optical zoom, and lens shift preserve quality across sizes. The view angles are honestly just super nice. Having a projector is a different experience for sure compared to TVs. And the image that this outputs is projected through this aerospace grade glass. The brand calls this the X-Master Red Ring lens. In short, guys, all you need to know is that it's got really strong glass with lots of special layers that make the picture super clear. What's cool is that this projector actually has lens shift, and that's a feature you normally only see on really expensive professional projectors like the ones used in high-end theaters or corporate setups that cost 5 to 10 grand. And I can zoom in without it getting blurry or move the picture up, down, or sideways, and it still looks perfect. Here though, you're getting it in a $2,999 home projector, which is kind of wild. And not just vertical lens shift, the Horizon 20 Max supports both vertical and horizontal movement, so you don't need to have it perfectly centered in front of your wall or screen. For everyday setups, that's like super handy. You can drop it on a coffee table for a quick PlayStation 5 session, mount it up higher for a 120-inch cinematic Assassin's Creed run, or even move it from one room to another and you'll still get that clean, perfectly aligned 4K image without having to rely on digital keystone correction, which usually hurts detail and adds a bit of lag. Basically, the lens tries its best to give you true 4K clarity no matter where you place it, which is what makes this feel a lot more like a high-end setup than a typical home projector. Comparing this to other projectors I've used, this thing puts out one of the cleanest images I've seen on a projector. I mean, I would hope so, at $3,000. It's bright, colors are spot on. They rated at something called Delta E under 0.8. This might not mean much to you, but basically, all you need to know is that games actually look the way they're supposed to. Neon signs in like Cyberpunk look punchy. Forests in like Assassin's Creed look natural and nothing feels washed out. The projector also supports all the big cinema standards. I find that when you hit those bright HDR moments in gaming, like a big explosion, it doesn't like blow out the detail. And at the same time, you still see what's happening in darker corners of the map. It's also good at doing some smart stuff in the background. It's got this dynamic tone mapping, which adjusts brightness and contrast scene by scene, or even frame by frame to preserve detail in both dark and bright areas. And it offers AI upscaling, so even older 1080p games look sharper than you'd expect blown up on a 120-inch screen. This also offers 3D Blu-rays or retro 3D gaming. Not sure if you're into that, but I thought I'd mention it. Now here's the part I thought was the coolest. Gaming on this thing actually feels legit, which is why I decided to make a video on it. Usually with projectors, you expect some lag, right? Like, sure, that's fine for single player games, but kind of painful for games like Battlefield. If you game at 1080p, you can push up to 240 Hz with 1 millisecond input lag. And then at 4K 60 Hz, which is what almost all consoles are running, it's only around 3 milliseconds. All of this is possible because of the HDMI 2.1 port it has. I really find it cool because you're literally like throwing a 120-inch image on your wall. It also supports VRR, or variable refresh rate, like I mentioned. So if your frames rate dips, the projector matches it in real time, so you won't get any screen tearing or weird stuttering. And I know the PS5 has some level of ALLM support, and I know it can be funky, but with the projector supporting ALLM, it automatically switches to low latency mode while playing games, and you also get gamer specific tweaks built in, like a black equalizer that lifts up dark areas so you can spot enemies hiding in dark shadows, I guess, and even a virtual crosshair overlay if you wanna cheat. Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, you can enjoy gaming on this 120 to 150 inch screen. I also do want to mention that the Horizon 20 Max is running full Google TV, which means all the big apps are pretty much certified. So it doesn't feel like a projector OS from like 5 years ago. It also has a Google Assistant built in, so you can directly tell the remote what you want to watch, and there's no need to enter it manually. And because it has Chromecast inside, you can cast straight from your phone or tablet if that's easier. I also like how some of the smart features are just plain fully useful, like the projector will autofocus, auto keystone, and even dodge obstacles on your wall. It's also got the wall color calibration, like your wall doesn't need to necessarily be pure white. The projector adjusts the color to keep things looking natural. Look, honestly, I never thought I would ever own a $3,000 projector, so I really wanted to give this a try and put it in our gaming room. I honestly don't see the point on buying a TV for my needs in that room, specifically because it's so small, so I want to minimize clutter. I'd rather have a sofa here and some other stuff and avoid having the media unit, the TV standing out of the wall, and the whole shebang. You guys will get to see this once we build it all. So yeah, I mean, that's what it's like buying a 150-inch display for your PlayStation 5, I guess. Definitely not perfect, that's for sure. Projectors still have their trade-offs, but man, when you're actually gaming on a screen this big, it's a totally different experience, especially if you're all about immersion with story-driven games or even competitive play and you want something bigger than any TV realistically can give you. Plus, the minimalist setups you can accomplish with this is quite good, so it's a good alternative. Just be sure to try to be in a dark room while using it.